One of my favorite books that I've read is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And in it is written by Stephen Covey. And in it, one of the best points I think he makes is the main thing in life is to keep the main thing the main thing. I don't know about you, but at times I feel like I'm I struggle with being a controlling person. When I go into the elevator, I'm the person that's pushing all the buttons to try to make it go faster. Or when I'm coming up the Cajon Pass and I'm stuck in traffic, I'm struggling not to lose my cool for sure. I've noticed this with my children also. I try to help them at times, and I try to say, do you need help with something? And say, I can do it myself. And it usually leads to some messy situations. In my own life also, as I try to plan out my life, and I try to have control, I find that it has led to some pretty messy situations as well. And as Benjamin Franklin said, the only two certainties in life are death and taxes. And as I considered this when I was younger, a little bit younger, I couldn't help but think about death and how I never met anyone that overcame it. I heard a lot of things about what happens after death. I never met anyone who's immortal. But I took the approach of Steve McQueen in The Magnificent Seven, where he told a story about a man falling off of a 10-story building, and at every story they heard him say, "So far, so good. So far, so good." And yet, it definitely did not serve well for me. But one day, I had an encounter with the truth. I went to a funeral, and I met a beautiful young lady. Her name was Hannah. So later, I asked her if I could go on a date with her, and she said no. But she did say I could visit her at the Christian church she went to. So little did I know, God was using Hannah to lead me to the truth. And when I went to Mountain View Baptist Church, they directed me to the Bible. And they told me lots of answers to the questions that I had about life and death. So on my 19th birthday, this is the blue King James Bible my wife gave me, Hannah. She's now my wife. And at first, I didn't realize the value that it had. I kind of didn't think about it. But as I read it, it transformed me by the renewing of my mind. And it was just amazing. One verse that impacted me was Romans 6:23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of God is eternal, everlasting life through Jesus Christ our Lord. Sin, an archery term, means to miss the mark. And I definitely missed the mark of perfection. As I considered these things, I wondered, is there really hope? If my sin is leading to death, what is the point of living? And then I finally encountered real hope. In John 3:16, it says, For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. That was an amazing epiphany for me. But I still wondered, as C.S. Lewis once said, Jesus was either a liar, a lunatic, or he was the Lord. And I finally, after searching, realized that it was the truth. The scriptures were true. In fact, I continue to wonder, I've still never seen anybody rise from the dead. So I kind of wondered, how could I trust that Jesus Christ is the answer for my terminal condition? How could I know for sure? But as I dove into the scriptures, as I researched, I found that there was more than 500 eyewitnesses of Jesus Christ that knew him before he died, that he had risen again. And they were willing to die, to be tortured, and yet they did not recant. Also in my own life, my mind changed, my thinking, my personality. I became a new person. It was just remarkable, and the benefits were like King David wrote in the Psalms. He wrote in Psalm 103, Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgiveth thine iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases, who crowneth thee with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfieth thy mouth with good things, and reneweth thy youth as the eagles. Gold today, a ton of it, is worth about $62 million. I would not trade the estimated 172,000 tons of gold that exists in our world today for my relationship with Jesus Christ. It is sweeter than honey. It is sweeter than the honeycomb. Jesus said, what profiteth a man for him to gain the whole world and lose his soul? The greatest and main thing that you can do in your life, the ultimate victory, is that you can receive everlasting life, abundant life, through faith in Jesus Christ. The question today, what do you believe? Thank you so much.